Did you miss NVIDIA? How about Palantir? Well, yeah, a lot of us did. But what if I told you there's still a way to ride the AI boom without actually leaving crypto behind completely? No, I'm not talking about some new AI meme coin bullshit or another VC-funded vaporware project. These are the companies that actually secure Bitcoin and power AI at the same time. So stick around because this is the AI Bitcoin crossover that you don't want to miss. You see, Bitcoin miners are the perfect setup for converting into AI data centers. They secure the network, they earn Bitcoin in return, and they have huge amounts, often of cheap, renewable energy in big warehouses with plenty of space for more compute. It's a pretty simple idea, but what if Bitcoin mining isn't the only business they should do? What if they can expand out? Well, this is the sentiment shared by Daniel Keller, CEO of cloud company Influx Solutions. You see, the reality is a crowded Bitcoin mining industry and Bitcoin's volatility are starting to eat into margins. And while the 2024 halving slashed mining rewards, it created even more problems, further eroding revenue. So what are those businesses going to do? After all, they have an obligation to their shareholders to protect profits. Fortunately, the AI boom is here to save the day. Bitcoin miners are now repurposing their computing power to ride the AI boom. Companies that once focused solely on cryptocurrency mining are now pivoting, sometimes completely, often just adding a business in and keeping the Bitcoin mining going too. They're now signing long-term contracts, utilizing their land, utilizing their energy, and making data centers for AI workloads. You might already know some of the big players: Irene Energy, Riot, TeraWulf, Cipher Mining. They are shifting resources towards high-performance computing and artificial intelligence, drawn in by the promise of much better returns than just doing solely crypto mining. AI, baby, AI. It's the big thing right now, and crypto has been playing second fiddle to AI as the stock markets absolutely go bonkers. These companies already have the facilities, so why not rent them out to the highest bidder? Bernstein, their analysts, highlight that Bitcoin miners' access to cheap, renewable, grid-connected power enables them to retrofit existing mining facilities for AI at very low incremental costs, cutting deployment timelines by up to 75% compared to traditional builds trying to start from scratch. The opportunity for Bitcoin miners is absolutely clear. The AI boom is hungry for GPU. And miners already control very large-scale energy and very large-scale data infrastructure. All they need to do is upgrade their systems a little bit. Companies like Hive, Core Scientific, and Riot are already repurposing their ASIC-heavy mining facilities, an ASIC is a Bitcoin mining machine, in order to host GPUs for high-performance computing and AI workloads, turning those once single-use case, single-purpose operations into dual revenue machines. Hive, for example, acquired a 7.2 megawatt data center in Toronto, capable of hosting up to 5,000 next-gen GPUs, targeting a $100 million annual revenue run rate in its AI HPC division, high-powered computing division. And the pivot is already paying off. You can see, for example, Riot Blockchain, a major Bitcoin miner. Their shares are up over 100% year to date as it converts part of its Texas campus to mixed Bitcoin high-powered computation use. Well, TeraWulf actually struck a multi-billion-dollar, decade-long lease with Google-backed Fluidstack. Then you have Irene Energy, formerly known as Iris Energy, IREN, I-R-E-N. Anyway, they paused their Bitcoin mining expansion in April to pivot to AI cloud services and have been wildly successful, up like 10x since then. In August, the company announced the purchase of 4,200 NVIDIA Blackwell chips as part of this expansion, and the gamble has paid off massively, with believers in Iron up massively. Bitcoin miners, they're not just mining Bitcoin anymore, they're mining the AI gold mine now and turning themselves into AI digital landlords. Their infrastructure, much designed to just secure the Bitcoin network, is now powering the next generation of artificial intelligence, giving them a rare and powerful competitive edge in a market that hyperscalers like Google, Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon are struggling to catch up with due to stuff like permitting delays, grid bottlenecks, all this kind of stuff. The Bitcoin miners already have everything there. They just need to plug in the NVIDIA GPUs and off they go. And when you think about the massive AI computing power needed right now, the advantage of Bitcoin miners again becomes clearer because it takes time to construct data centers, to source GPUs, to install hardware, and it might take a while to get the perfect deal to get next to a power plant or a hydroelectric dam or something like that. By the way, some of the hardware is already sold out for the next 12 months. So anybody who's got themselves positioned is already in a massive, massive winning position. By the way, guys, we're covering stocks, crypto, airdrops, trade ideas, and much, much more in our free newsletter. There's a link right down below where you can go check it out. It's awesome. 175,000 people a week are reading it. You could be one of those sexy people too. Get all the free info. It's awesome. Go check it out. Look, with miners clearly having a head start in the data center war, it might be worth looking at some of the public companies in the lead right now. Now, IREN, this has been a big winner. Analysts are clearly liking what they see. Its fair value estimates just got a big bump up, moving from $48.50 to about $63. That reflects growing confidence in the company's long-term story of leaning into AI. As we mentioned earlier, IREN is ramping up by buying thousands of AI-optimized NVIDIA Blackwell chips, signaling that they are very, very serious about their pivot into being a hardcore AI company. In the analyst community, is very bullish on IREN as well. Bernstein recently raised its target to $75. Well, Cantor Fitzgerald went even further. They're even more bullish, setting a new target of $100. Okay, then you've got Riot Platforms. We mentioned them already in this video, but let's talk a little more about them. They're still one of the biggest Bitcoin miners in the USA, so they still have that very profitable side business going, but they're diversifying fast. Riot's massive Texas campus is now being converted for both Bitcoin and for high performance computing to power the AI economy. And the stock has been showing, okay? It's already up more than 100% this year as investors price in those new contracts and the new use cases. TeraWulf, another one maybe to put on your watch list. And we're not advocating for any of these in particular. We're just talking about what's going on in the Bitcoin mining industry and the shift to these AI data centers. TeraWulf, though, keep an eye on this one. They quietly secured a multi-billion-dollar, multi-decade-long lease with Google-backed Fluidstack to host those AI workloads. And if you like companies that care about the environment, then you will love this one because they are run on hydro and nuclear energy. Very interesting. That makes them not only a green operation, but also one of the lowest cost players in the game. That, of course, is what's powerful. We also all love a good comeback story, and that goes for Bitcoin miners too. You see, after emerging from Chapter 11 freaking bankruptcy in early 2024, Core Scientific, I recovered the story back in 22 or whatever, and they're going bankrupt, shit. Core Scientific expanded its focus from Bitcoin mining to artificial intelligence and next generation computational workloads. The company has shown some very strong momentum lately with their pivot into AI, delivering over 130% gains in the last 6 months. There's also talk right now of a big merger coming with CoreWeave, but analysts see that as potentially being unlikely, so maybe just in the rumor category for now. In fact, Roth Capital Partners recently upgraded the stock from neutral to buy, and then there's CleanSpark. Now, by the way, I own a small amount of IREN and a small amount of CleanSpark as well. CleanSpark, a relatively small company, valued under $6 billion, that managed to outmaneuver a multi-trillion-dollar behemoth because they recently have won the bid for a 100-megawatt AI data site in Wyoming. Very, very interesting. And that's not because of deeper pockets, but thanks to speed, the power access, and their ready-to-go infrastructure. So their CEO, Matt Schultz, explained that CleanSpark was able to scale up and able to deploy a 100-megawatt Bitcoin mining facility in about 6 months. That is incredible speed. Whereas building a full-scale AI data center from scratch would typically take 3 to 6 years. So these companies are fully aware of how to get deals and how to scale incredibly quickly. Now, this David versus Goliath win highlights just how smaller Bitcoin miners could actually hold an edge over those much bigger companies. So they dug in early, they moved fast, and they've been forced to have to adapt to ever-changing conditions very quickly over the last years because of the way Bitcoin mining has changed over the last few years. And they have leveraged the infrastructure that few others can really match. Now, if you're a big Bitcoin fan, we have to address the elephant in the room. Won't all this AI pivot hurt Bitcoin's hash rate? It's a fair question. The truth is, most of these miners aren't abandoning Bitcoin entirely. They're running dual-purpose operations, keeping core mining activities because it's still profitable to mine Bitcoin, while allocating excess capacity to AI workloads. Even if the hash rate drops slightly, then Bitcoin's difficulty adjustment kicks in, automatically making rewards per remaining miner more profitable. Okay, it self-adjusts, the self-adjusting system. So rather than undermining the Bitcoin network, these shifts can actually stabilize income streams and help protect the Bitcoin miner margins during Bitcoin downturns. Last thing was a bunch of fucking Bitcoin miners to go bankrupt, okay? You want these companies to remain profitable. You want them to keep making money, and they're making money on Bitcoin, great. When they're making money on AI, even better, because that's even more sustainable. And here's the real takeaway. The market isn't pricing this in properly. These miners have dug in early, secured cheap, reliable power, and are leveraging existing infrastructure that hyperscalers, again, like Google, Microsoft, and all these guys, they need this shit, okay? They need what the Bitcoin mining companies have right now. They're generating dual revenue streams from Bitcoin and AI, becoming the landlords of the AI boom. And I know we've covered some of the bigger players like Digital Realty Trust, which is running a lot of data centers and stuff as well. But these Bitcoin mining companies may be relatively undervalued. Some of them have had big runs, to be clear, okay? Some of them are not undervalued at current prices, but some of them just might be. Many of these stocks are still trading like pure play Bitcoin miners with single revenue exposure. It's just not the case anymore. Bitcoin mining stocks may be mispriced right now. Can't tell you what to do with your money. I don't have a crystal ball. All this shit could blow up. You never know what happens. But I position myself a little bit more into some of these plays, currently holding Irene, Marathon, and CleanSpark. But if you position early, you're not just betting on Bitcoin or AI individually. You're actually betting on a structural transformation in an industry that has both scale and speed on its side. Not bad, right? Thanks for watching.